This Future Cities Africa episode is brought to you in partnership with GreenCape, in collaboration with the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom. GreenCape and the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom are currently running a series of green economy decision makers courses that have a reach into African cities with local and regional government and CBO cohorts from Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and South Africa. My guests today are Genesis Cleveland, Regional Project Manager at the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom, and Lindiwe van Staden, Project Manager for Skills Development at GreenCape. We'll be discussing the decision makers courses, the planned symposium, and the impact that this initiative is seeing, equipping decision makers to understand and align their strategies with green economy principles. Ladies, welcome. What exactly is the Green Economy Decision Makers course and the symposium?
Although Africa is among those continents with the least negative impact on the climate, according to the UN, it is one of the greatest sufferers. 1.3 billion people live on the African continent. This number is expected to double in the next 32 years. Climate change threatens elementary livelihoods, such as an arable land, water supply, ecosystems, and utility infrastructures. In addition to dealing with the consequences of climate change, the continent also faces the major challenge of developing its economies in a climate-friendly way, boosting economic growth and creating millions of jobs in the process. The Friedrich Naumann Foundation, FNF, is an independent German organization that is committed to promoting liberal policy and politics around the world in the form of human rights, the rule of law, democracy, and free market economy principles. Within this project, the FNF, together with GreenCape, seeks solutions by applying democratic practices and good governance to infrastructure policies and market mechanisms to help to manage the impact of climate change. Last year, we developed a workshop together with GreenCape, which aims to assist in accelerating green economic innovation and growth. The series begins with a generalist module, which introduces green economy principles and presents an argument for how the green economy can address the pressing economic and social challenges faced by South Africans. The series also includes specialist modules for those interested in deeper study. This year, we plan to invite interested participants from the Sub-Saharan Africa region who have already participated in the online workshops to a physical symposium in Cape Town. Lindiwe, would you like to tell us a bit more about the upcoming event?
The symposium will be a two-day event that is aimed at the FNF African Network. And the key target audiences that we have invited are primarily government officials, business owners, specifically, and NGOs, specifically focused on community-based organizations and civil society organizations in South Africa, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. A call was sent out to all the participants, and they had to also provide us with the necessary problem statements that they've identified for their key areas of work. These problem statements will then be developed into concept notes, which these participants will be able to take back into their countries or respective communities and actually develop pilot projects from them that are green economy facing. Ideally, we wanted to invite decision makers because we are aware that many government and business leaders do not have the knowledge needed to invest or create an enabling environment for the uptake of sustainable infrastructure solutions. This limits their ability to be supportive and active in removing barriers to grow the green economy. And that is why we've put together these green economy decision maker courses and now the symposium that will take place in October.
Who are the decision makers in this context, and why is the training focused on them?
Our entire climate project targets decision makers from politics, business, and civil society at a local level. In this way, we ensure that our training has a direct impact on personal and decision-making level and hope that what we have learned and worked on will be implemented.
So can people access any training material without going through the courses?
The courses were offered virtually. However, we also found that we would be able to reach a much larger crowd if we actually digitize the materials. So we have actually digitized the training materials of all the courses. That's the generalist and the 3 specialist courses, which is focused on waste, energy, and water. And they currently live on the GreenCape YouTube page. So they are accessible for anyone who wants to go and get a better understanding or get a foundational understanding of the green economy.
What have been some examples of positive impact from running these courses?
One of the participants from Zimbabwe ventured into self-employment at the end of last year. He now runs a litter recycling center at Harare. Thanks to the input of this course, he has realized that there are opportunities to generate an income in the green business.
In one of the sessions that we hosted with the Green Economy Learning Series, we had municipal officials from both Harare and Bulawayo, that's both cities in Zimbabwe. And one of the municipalities had identified that they actually are currently struggling to enter into waste collection in informal communities. However, City of Bulawayo had already managed to successfully actually integrate the collection of waste within informal settlements into their processes. So what's great about this is that there was a synergy created between these 2 municipalities, and both officials were able to actually sit down and come up with a way to work forward to, so that City of Harare is also able to find a way to collect waste successfully within an informal setting.
You have a symposium coming up. What do you hope to see as outcomes?
So we hope to continue building on the knowledge gained throughout the courses and help decision makers shape their problem statements into viable pilot projects for the communities. This year's theme for the symposium is a new vision to deliver green economy solutions for African communities. And really, we want to create a learning environment for these decision makers so that they actually have viable projects and understand how to problem solve and better identify green economy projects for their communities.
In addition to Lindiwe's statements, I really hope that the participants will learn from each other, exchange ideas, and develop a so-called best practice, so that as many as possible will learn from the previous experiences of our participants. Already at registration for the workshop, we asked the participants for their concrete ideas and problem statements, so that these ideas and problem statements can also be directly incorporated into the symposium.
How does aligning to green economy principles potentially shape the future of African cities?
As mentioned at the beginning, Africa is suffering a lot from climate change. Furthermore, Africa is one of the fastest growing continents. Therefore, in my opinion, something must be done now. Africa needs to grow sustainably to secure a future with enough food, resources, and most importantly, jobs. One way to achieve this objective can definitely be through green economy principles. Therefore, we work on this workshop.
So by giving these decision makers the necessary tools to identify, firstly, green economy opportunities, and also shape their problem statements into opportunities that can be developed into projects in their context, is really why we are doing this symposium. I think there's great value in decision makers understanding what they have, what tools do they have to their disposal to actually be the champions within their countries and in their communities that will help grow the green economy, develop jobs, and also strive towards a more sustainable future. So that is the bigger picture behind this project, that we really identify those key champions within these settings and really provide them with the necessary tools to drive it forward in their different countries.
Ladies, and lastly, what are the potential consequences when decision makers do not understand and align their strategies with green economy principles?
So we can only hope that the decision makers understand the possibilities of the green economy and our green economy workshop. There will be no consequences, but we have the impression that our program is really designed with and for the participants so that implementation takes place.
It is evident that the global pandemic has severely impacted global economic activity while the immediate health concern prevails. However, internationally, there is also a strong call to build back better. The Build Back Better movement is a call to use the COVID-19 crisis as a moment for a generation window of opportunity to all collectively pivot towards economic growth paths that are both sustainable and socially responsible. I think our decision makers should see this opportunity as an opportunity to really grow into the green economy. Because if we don't, we will definitely get left behind.